What is your level of confidence when you have to speak in English? This was a question that my teacher asked me in the last English class, and I was wondering what should be my answer. But I'm going to explain to you what should be my answer, and I'd like to know from you what would be your answer. For those who doesn't know me, I'm Diego. I'm your host in this amazing podcast called Diversilingua. So in this podcast, Diversilingua, we are willing to bring you some content regarding languages, travel, and culture. And with those contents, I'd like to make your journey, your language journey, more enjoyable and in a way that you can just have fun and learn a different language. So let's get started. So today in this episode, I'm going to talk about this question. What is your level of confidence when you have to speak in English? So my teacher asked me that question, and I was thinking what should be my answer. And I have to say to you guys that nowadays I think that my level of confidence is around 7 or 8 in my work environment. But when I have to speak with other people in more informal way, in which I have to explain about the different things, I have to tell some stories about my life, like, for example, a car accident or something like that. Sometimes I feel that I don't have that high level of confidence. So I think that when I have to speak about some situations, specific situations in my life, I have some trouble when I have to speak in English. So in the last weekend, I was with some friends, most of them Brazilians, and there was a girl from Ukraine, and I had to explain to her a car accident that a friend of mine had in his life. And when I was trying to choose to understand the situation, to explain and to bring the ideas and the words to my mind, I was struggling to speak in English. So I couldn't speak correctly what has happened, and I just had a blank in my mind, and it was so complicated to explain that specific situation because there are a lot of vocabulary regarding cars and highways and everything, and I feel that when I have to speak in English in my work environment, I feel kind of comfortable because every single day we are going to speak with a foreigner, like German people, in some vocabulary that we are usually dealing with. So if, for example, in my case, I'm a software engineer, and we are dealing with vocabulary regarding code, regarding systems, every single day. And we already know how to explain some things regarding user stories, regarding agile methodology. So we already have some vocabulary and we already know how to express those ideas, because we usually have meetings every single day, and in those meetings we see how to explain things in our field. We know how to express our ideas. What are the adverbs that usually people would use in some specific situations? And the vocabulary is a little bit more restricted, you know. Regarding the other conversation, the informal one, I think I can express myself pretty much well, but sometimes I feel that I miss the words when I have to explain specific situations, when I have to report specific situations to my friends. And that usually happens when you are not used to speak with foreigners in informal situations. And that's funny, because when I was living in Fortaleza, I usually had more opportunities to speak in formal situations, like in the Polyglot Club meetings, than informal situations, like in the work environment. Yeah, I think that sometimes it depends on the period of your life that you are living. So nowadays I'm living in a period of my life that I'm dealing more with foreigners in my work environment than in my informal situations. And how can I do to overcome that, to become more confident, to explain some specific situations to my friends in informal situations, in informal occasions? I think I have to get back to the informal conversations, to language exchange groups. And also, I think I have to train myself, like to sometimes, if I want to explain a specific thing that happened in my life, I think I have to train myself. Maybe rehearsal a little bit and try to get the vocabulary that I need, you know? Yeah, that's it. That was the story that I'd like to bring to you guys. I hope you found this episode interesting. And I'd like to know from you guys, what do you think about that? Do you think that your level of confidence in English is higher in the work environment than in the informal situations? Or do you think the other way around? You think that in informal situations you are more comfortable, you are more confident than in your work environment? So I'd like to know from you guys your answer. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube and on Instagram, and to give us 5 stars on Spotify. And also try to check it out, our content, our other episodes. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.